It's now it's now time for our featured tour. We're very excited to have them. We've been asking them because we want them, but they had to get their Pez room together before they could join us. And I think thanks to the virtual Pez convention, they got their butts in gear a little bit. Sandy and Cheryl Gardner-Ghionzoli. Yes, they live in the country outside of Trempolo, which I had to Google how to say because I live in New Orleans and I want to call it Trempolo. Yeah, that's in Wisconsin, if you're wondering. Both collected Pez before they met because they thought they were cute, but little did they know that Pez collecting was such an extensive hobby. I bet they didn't know how far along in that hobby they would come at that time. Their collection has grown from a few to taking over the house. They have a Pez room, but it has overflowed, like so many of us know. When the Minnesota PezCon announced that it was ending, they decided to take up and start their own Pez convention, Pez on the River in Winona, Minnesota. My great pleasure to introduce our hostesses of Pez on the River, Sandy and Cheryl. Okay, we're going to highlight you guys. This is Sandy, everyone, if you don't know Sandy.
Yeah. When you come in from the back door, you come into the hallway. And we've got all our Pop Pez on the wall here. Well, not all of them. If I go too fast in the area, let me know.
We'll let you know. Thank you.
And then on top of the cabinet here, Cheryl's trying to figure out the camera on my phone. And then you come into the main room. You want to turn my volume off? I don't know where. So I had the camera flipping before it put me in safe driving mode. We've got our giants. Some of our giants here. Okay, who's the Android person?
Oh, we need an Android expert.
Tell me how to flip this. And then we have this rack with Hello Kitty. This is hard when you can't see.
I'm sure. Someone says touch the screen and the choice to flip should come up. That's what they said. I don't know.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
And then
there we go. Yeah, that was good.
We've got this neat bowl that Karen Hill made. It's got Pez candy. You get a little closer. And then we have one of the racks. Oh, we got Eric's crown. That was the crown he wore at Pez on the River last year. We got the good old eBay hearts. We had bought a collection, and in the collection, we discovered this cool Japanese display. Haven't figured out where we're going to display it yet. Tom Zelmer thinks that we should display it at his house.
I'm sure he does.
Tom Zelmer doesn't have room to display
Yes.
anything else.
It's got the hooks.
Oh, these are freaky hooks. Nice.
And then the nephews love sleeping in here with the mannequin. We have to drape a blanket. We have to drape a blanket over the mannequin when the nephews are in here. A Penny artwork. She had done that for the charity auction for Pez on the River. Jessica bought it and then gave it to us. I guess she didn't want us going home with her. Was it Jessica or Chris? Some more artwork. Shippers. Decided I wanted to display for the trucks.
That looks good.
And so I enlarged Pez dispenser. It's got one extra row, but otherwise it's proportional to a Pez dispenser. I've got to put the tires on, but it's even got its own little tailgater. We've got some fantasy. We've got the Eric Thoreau truck from the Rose and Tundra. Some other fantasy. And then we were at the store and got another display. We've got some test pieces from Pezzalicious. Pezzalicious, they used to do games on Saturday night at Minnesota PezCon. We even got Captain Crunch socks. My brother found those for us. Toothbrushes. Article that Brian J. was in. More artwork. What do you do with the beach towel? You turn it into a curtain.
That's a good idea. That looks good.
And you get the cafe rod clips. And then they just click on.
That's a really good idea.
Gizmo. And they're functioning. Those were made and donated by Angelo. An old 6-pack of candy and Solo that we discovered in one of our boxes when we were unpacking. And the Solos actually made it without any tears. Some vintage and the key rings that go with the Alpine. Autograph Pez. We took a China hutch and painted it white and repurposed it. Oh, we've got the Snoopy climbing the wall. That was it from Pezamania. Cheryl won that in the charity auction. Our niece has a business called Create Happy, and at her grand opening, there was a cartoon or characters, and he did Cheryl on a Pez dispenser. Our Pez Head of the Year award, advertising for one of the overseas conventions. Our moonmen are up above, along with the giants. And we are fortunate that the room that we use for the main Pez room has a beam, so we were able to display header cards. Okay. Yes, Chris, your bed is still in here somewhere, as long as Eric's not using it.
Well, we have to blow it on.
We got some prototypes and that from Minnesota PezCon. This is our special rack with the limited editions. It is actually a Pez rack. The hardware store in Winona had got in it, didn't realize how big it was, and sold it to me for some donuts.
It's reasonable.
I thought so.
Ask if it's coming through clear.
Is it coming through clear?
We're able to see things. It has little moments where it jumps, but we're able to see what you're showing us.
Okay. This is a lot of the Pez on the River dispensers. There's some other ones mixed in, Pop Pez back there. It includes the dispensers from the River Games that Sue Davis made. I think Rhonda had a hand in helping her too. And then we had done a riverboat cruise. And so we made up trucks with everybody's picture that went on the cruise. Everybody knows how much Larry Castleberry loves Hello Kitty. And he unloaded some off on us. So we had them stem printed, and we would hide them around the hotel. And then people would find them and turn them in for a prize. Quite a few years ago, trying to even think, it was prior to 2015, we were stuck home, not able to go to Pacifica. So we started the Frozen Tundra gathering. It was just, online on Facebook. And we made up dispensers. My mom knitted scarves for them. And then we, when my mom passed away, Sue, Eric's wife, started knitting. And then the last 2 years, Eric has made up the dispenser. This was from this year's. Tom and Ruth Ream made us a raft the first year for Pez on the River. Oh, yes. The riverboat that Tom and Ruth also made. They made one for us, one for Ruth, and then they did a drawing for one, and Rick Cartwright won that. There's a Tom Pez clock in the back. Some more of the Pez on the River dispensers, the main convention dispensers, and then the river games. One year we had a theme, Community Heroes, and our charity dispenser was the nurse. So we got these special pill packs made up. And then we had a couple made up for the convention. And I see Phyllis is now doing that.
We will have some for people to win later on of Phyllis's.
Yep.
Yes. And then, well, Landon got stuck on our China hutch.
It's always
And then I
surreal to see
believe
my
Morgan
face in
made
people's
the
collection.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, I made the boy, yep.
Sorry, but you got stuck next to Landon.
Mhm. The story of her life.
Yeah, she could have ran the other way, but she hasn't.
Yeah.
Then we
Not
got
yet.
some of these. They got the powdered sugar or powdered, yeah, sugar,
Mhm.
flavored sugar in them. Patch from Pez on the River. And then we have another rack, a Euro rack, to help hold all the Euro dispensers, the ones that I wasn't forced to cut out.
We have so much wall space.
And then we have one of the KB toy dispenser racks. With the hearts. Didn't have to cut those out, I guess. Not yet, at least. Some convention dispensers from other conventions. One, there's the Pezomania game. Let's see if we can do this without a glare. Here's a test sample from St. Louis with Cool Man Pez. And then we,
I don't think I've ever seen that. That's so funny.
no, they were tests that weren't made. There's only so many. I know a couple of them have numbers on here. Let me go down here. This one is a sample. We finished off Michael and Renee's. They had some stuff that they were selling because they were selling their convention or their Pez dispensers. And so we bought everything they had left, and these were in the mix. Got two of the girls.
Those are cool. Those are really cool.
And then Pezomania 20, and it's Mark's sample. I don't think they did that one. Oh, and here's an error. He was naughty, so he's standing backwards in the corner. He's in a timeout. Here's a special Paw Patrol Yummy Bubbles, and a refill kit, but I don't think I'm going to eat that.
No, you blow bubbles with that.
But they say bubbles you can eat.
Oh.
The Euro rack.
Mhm.
Up. And then we put some giants down below. The hockey, the mass, and then the ice machines. My brother travels overseas, and when he does, they watch for Pez for us. They've become our enablers. The Unmasked Incredibles. We got them on the European and the US cards, or I guess the other ones were freed, so maybe they all were Europe. Minnesota PezCon used to have the games on Saturday night. Well, this is a creation that we did. We created our own dispensers. It's amazing what you can do when you have a Leatherman and bubble gum and a few beers. We call it the Zelmer Creations because he was leading us in it. And we took and had them mounted and preserved behind glass. But you will not find another one of these.
Those are funky.
They are. And it's funky because you can see the gum in a couple of spots. And then we've got convention. Oh, there's the Pez on the River sign that Ruth and Tom made us. And then we had quilt squares made. Here's convention ones. And I believe there's some fantasy ones in here also. There's a Batman from a wedding. Don't know the people, but we got their party favor. And then there's our special fireman. And of course, we've got the VPC.
Ooh.
Yay.
And we got Brian, you know my name on the dispenser. Kansas City dispensers before Chris Jordan discontinued it. Minnesota, Cleveland. Yeah, Michigan is down on the far end. And then the robots. They're vintage. They have no feet. And then keep calm and collect Pez. Games. Miscellaneous Pez merchandise. Licensed, I guess it is. Candy packs, luggage tag, pint glasses, That looks. We have one of the puppet a treat to eat in the puppet. That's neat. It's an old candy or Pez display. We put the trucks on basically. More trucks. Got the vintage ones, more so over here. Steve and Sue Hurley did the engineer. It was one, it's metal art. It was in a charity auction. Posters. The dreaded Pez puzzle that everybody hates putting the candy together.
Sounds fun to me.
I'm colorblind. You can imagine how hard it is for me.
I have some individuals that I work with that don't even look at the pictures of the puzzle that they're doing. They just look at the pieces. And I took it in and they were putting it together for me. And then we got a bunch of orders in for work and they had to stop.
Work always gets in the way.
Yes. The Boy Scout Jamboree patches.
There's an extra patch there.
Magnets. Steve and Sue Hurley, they make up the greeting cards. We've got a bunch of them that we are going to put into frames. Let's see. And then we go over to the racks or the shelving. Got the big display. Six years ago, when I had my stroke, a friend of mine went and made me up this special Dr. Vader. Her and her daughters did. It's a giant, and she smuggled it into the hospital. How she got in the first night, I don't know. The play set. We've got currants and then some older currants mixed in together.
Sandy, we are pushing our time, so I want to make sure that you can show off anything you want to make sure you show off.
We took chain and hung up all the stuff, the pals, the furry friends and that. A friend of ours came down and sat here helping string them on chain. We started a collage of pictures and cards that we've received from people. We've got a pile that we need to put in yet. We found one of Morgan and her hubby. It's going to end up in there. The Star Wars. Oh, those dreaded plastic cars.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is that jug is every color possible. We bought that from Dana and Julie Kraft. Color and style. And they're going to be displayed in the jug. Cheryl could take them out and rotate them onto the haulers if she wants. But we don't have enough real estate to display them out individually. The porcelain hinged dispensers. Books. There's Jim Williams creation. And then there's his truck with the headlights set light up. More licensed merchandise, movies, M2s, ornaments. Is there anything that, somebody said, can you do a slow pan in the room? But
Yeah,
don't know where
I
I'm
heard
gonna
Cheryl
put
say
the
it.
next
Yes.
one.
People are, I think we're trying to figure out the scope of the space. How big is the space and stuff? Oh, yeah.
The space from that wall that you're seeing to that wall is 25 feet.
Oh, that's pretty big.
And then it goes around the corner. This used to be our living room. And then
Mhm.
when my mom moved in, it became her bedroom. It's a good size.
Yeah, it is.
Anything else people want? Yes, I did do that cabinet. Yeah, we've got 2 China hutches in. And I mean, those cabinets there are quite large.
Yeah. Wow, it looks great. You guys did a really good job setting everything up. Do you want to remind people about Pez on the
The
River?
Disney,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Do
Thank
you want to
you.
remind people about Pez on the
Pez
River? or
on
you
the
can give them
River,
Mhm. Go
Pez
ahead.
on the River is in September. Pez on the River is September 8th, 9th, 10th. You can make your room reservations now. And that, we've got a website, pezonthe-river.com, and there is a registration form in there that you can get. Somebody wanted the Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a chance to go to Pez on the River, go.
But yes,
It's an instant family feel there. Sandy and Cheryl are great hosts and they do a great job. And it's just wonderful. There's no words that can describe how wonderful that convention is. It's so much fun to go to. So go if you want to go. If you have time in September, go.
Yes, please join us. Thursday night, we do a grill out. I grill brats and hot dogs for everybody. There, you're getting a big glare if you're looking at the Japanese.
Okay, I think we ran out of time. So I'm gonna remind
Okay,
everybody.
well, thank you for the opportunity.